All right, we're live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Michael Huggins. Welcome to our meetup on Zoom. It's our Zoom up. And man, we wish you would be here live. I know you're probably catching the recording, but we have some fun stuff going on. I am joined today by my co-host, Scott Rowe out of Chicago. What's up?
Here I am. Chicago. This is great.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
So
listen, you missed, you should have been here.
we got a great episode today.
Why don't you tell them why we're here? What do we do?
Okay, so here's what we do.
I'm not cutting the mustard today.
We are showcasing our amazing real estate investing community and the business owners and entrepreneurs that are taking control of their life. They are using our systems and processes to take back their existence so they don't die like a punk. There is some planned, designed ignorance in this country, and we are destroying it day by day with our community, with our process, with our workshops, with our support. And people are getting some amazing results using our real estate systems. And so this idea about bringing these stories to you is that you can get inspired to get off your butt and do something about it. There's too many excuses that people are making around real estate, and we are removing those obstacles. So hopefully you get inspired to link arms with us and do something about it.
Also, you want to make sure we're introducing you to a community because real estate does have risks, and you want to mitigate those risks by hanging out with the right people, knowing the right things, doing it ethically and legally so you don't get in trouble, maybe go to jail. So this is why we're introducing you to a community that you might want to hang out with to make sure you're doing those kind of things. Right.
Exactly. And speaking of doing it legally and ethically, we have a workshop coming up this Saturday around how to raise private capital, the do's and don'ts, the red flags, what to be aware of, what not to do, as well as how to just actually close the sale and get people to fund the deals that you were wanting to fund. We're able to find properties at discount prices and really make a great income and living using these processes. So learn the right stuff, surround yourself with professionals. And then if you want access to those classes, get back with the person that invited you here and we will get you those links.
Hey, how old are you?
I just turned 32.
I thought so. I keep saying 32 in my head. So the reason you want to listen to this group and the guy you're hearing from right now with the beard in Tennessee right there talking about his peahens. We're just talking about him having fall on his land there. He's got 265 acres. So that's why. So Michael, you're hearing from him. He 22 years old, was in an oil pit at Jiffy Lube changing oil. When he found this group, today he's 32, he's living on 265 acres. He's done tons of deals. And that's the kind of life that we're helping people get to, right? We're helping them get to a point where they're like, wow, I don't need to go to work and I can have everything I wanted. So
that's right. And I'm just one of thousands of stories. And it was because of people like Scott who kind of paved the way and laid out this freeway so we could just show up and have this smooth road of what it's like to become a real estate investor. And so we appreciate your contributions to our community, Scott. And speaking of contributions to our community, our guest today is so helpful. He's showing up day in and day out. He's in a totally different time zone. In fact, I believe it's 6 hours ahead of us.
He's in Ireland
right now.
He's in Ireland.
He's about to have dinner. He's in Ireland. We're having lunch.
So we're all safe because they won't let him off the island.
Well, maybe Joe Biden will, but that's part of my story, isn't it?
Maybe.
So anyway, I got to meet him. I was almost, I think 4 or 5 years ago now, and he really helped our Seattle team really get organized and launched. And now there's a lot of people up in Washington and the Oregon area doing deals. And he's got a unique story. He's an international man of mystery, and so we're going to have him come out here and share why he got linked up with us, what he's been able to do, and where he's gone with it. So everyone, welcome to the stage, Mr. Anthony Mallett.
Straight from Ireland with his COVID haircut. What's up, brother?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the COVID haircut. Well, I've had to do it for me because the barbers, everything shut down.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I remember you in the front row when I did that workshop out in Seattle in that big amphitheater. Did we meet before you met Michael? I think we did, right?
Yes, I did meet you before I met Michael.
I think it was, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, welcome to the call. I just want to confirm that. It's like I remember how long ago we met. We met quite a while ago. So
yeah. In fact, that day changed my life. And if anybody believes in fate and the power of the universe, it definitely is part of my story.
Was that your first exposure?
That was my very first exposure, but it was all by mistake. So if I can tell you, I was actually coming down to look at the local real estate club. Okay, and it's called SICK. So I came down.
Man, I'm minding them.
Excuse you. What's that?
You broke up, Scott.
I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was on my way down to look at the local SICK community, and I get on these signs, real estate, follow this, and we arrive there and at the big amphitheater, and I get welcomed, and there's this crowd, and it's like, I get in there, there's like 50, 60, maybe 80 people in this room. I'm like, wow, for a little Saturday turnout, this is incredible. They all welcome me, and I get to meet Amanda Miller, and she sticks me in the back, and they do this presentation on something called velocity banking. Oh my gosh, did that just blow my mind? It was absolutely incredible. And then afterwards, everybody jumps on the stage and they're taking photographs, and I'm like, guys, I think I'm in the wrong room. They said, no, you're in the right room. Only to find out it was the wrong room, but for the right reasons.
Well, that's
because
cool.
I became part of the community as a result of that.
Wow.
So it's very cool. If you
tell us about your background. Like, why do you sound funny? Like, what's your background?
Definitely not Irish sounding.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds later. So yeah, I was born in South Africa. My mom's from Ireland originally, and I was a police officer. So in fact, another interesting little fact before we get there is Elon Musk and myself went to the same school. And he wound up coming to America to carry on his studies and do things, and then
build rockets,
and build rockets and spaceships and SpaceX. And I did my national service. So what that means is you had a choice. You could either go to the military or you could go and serve in the police force. And so I became a police officer and studied through the police and became a sergeant and then became the youngest detective. And as a result of that, I wound up working for SUNUP, which is the South African Narcotics and Alcohol Bureau, kind of like the DEA. In fact, I'll tell you how much like the DEA. They formed an elite squad 3 months after me making the biggest cocaine arrest, working undercover. I actually did a huge deal, and we managed to bring down a whole international syndicate. And as a result of that, they invited me at the very young age to come and join an elite team. And I got trained by the DEA in the United States, came over to South Africa and trained us on money laundering. So the reason I bring that up is if you think somebody's skeptical about something, I promise you I know the ins and outs. And when I first came across this community, I was like, yeah, gotta check this out. Well, I'm glad I did my homework, and I'm glad I'm definitely a proud member of this wonderful community as a result. But so, yeah, if there is skepticism, do your homework, check it out. And that's the difference with this community. We don't have a tables and chairs at the back, run to the back, go and do that. I did all of that, and I'll get to that in a second. So coming back to South Africa, as a police officer, I was earning pittance as a salary. It's not a very good paid job. And what I did is I made use of their housing subsidy. And actually, they paid me. So I was earning 1,200 Rand, which is like $120 a month. And they gave me 900 Rand, or $90 towards a housing subsidy. Okay, I'm a little old, so we're 50 this year.
Yeah, like 1910 old. What's $120 a month?
So I used the housing subsidy, and at the young age of 20, I bought my very first house. And I bought it for $89,000, and a year and a bit later, I sold it for $129,000. And I realized I just made twice my salary in the police force by buying and selling houses. So I felt that there was a calling, there was something in this property. 5 years go by, I leave the police force, and I decide to get into telecoms. And so that property that you see in the background over there, I bought a couple of properties in between after doing that. And then I bought this property in the background. That was my first commercial real estate deal. And I structured that with my accountant, my CA. I actually bought that property. It was what they call in South Africa, PIP, a property in possession. So kind of like a Rio in America, where the bank holds the property, but the banks aren't allowed to hold it. They have to get rid of it, same sort of story. So I bought the property. It was valued at about 2.4, 2.5 million, and I bought it for 1.2 million. Okay. So the good news is the way that we structured the deal is I found a partner at 50%, and I sold 50% of the property for 1.2 million before I'd even bought it. So I had literally no money down and 50% equity in the deal.
Nice.
They decided after about 9 months that they wanted to expand the business. So I bought them out for $950,000. We did some renovations on the property, and I sold it for $8.6 million.
Wow.
So at the young age of about 27, I managed to become a multimillionaire in terms of real estate and property investing. So I took that money and I reinvested that back into telecoms. And I got involved in rolling out telecoms networks and throughout Africa. And I managed to travel to 52 countries, helping to roll out internet and Wi-Fi for the schools. Very exciting time, very challenging, but very rewarding for me. Got back to South Africa and rolled out networks there, helping to connect the schools and provide connectivity and the internet. But we can talk long about that in another stage. But the point is, very much entrepreneurial, very much the businessman. And I decided to study. So I did my MBA at the time, and we started up a small incubator. Long story short, South Africa is quite a challenging place to live. You think the US has gone through some rough times, you should see some of the things South Africa has gone through. So we decided to leave the country. We didn't feel that there was such a future for my son there. And my friend said, come over to the States. So we got over to the States, and I spent $180,000. I sold my business, so I made some more money. And I spent $180,000 in 18 months trying to understand everything I could about the US, trying to understand all the people. And I did every single course. I did Robert Kiyosaki's courses. I did all the guru courses. I tried to understand real estate. And all I found is everybody wanted money from me. Nobody was really actually there to help you. So they weren't really there to see your success. And so I even shared stages with the likes of J.T. Fox, Robert Kiyosaki, T. Harv Eckert, just to name a few. And, it was great. I was a coach and a mentor, and I've been taught to do masterminds. And it was awesome being able to help people, having that calling. But I really wasn't making any money. And until I found this community, and it really changed my life. I involved them and committed to it. And here's an interesting quick story, though. While I was doing my due diligence, I flew down to Arizona, where I met Bill Predabon and some other guys. And Matt Sorensen was there doing a training on self-directed 401ks. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Great training. I took lots of notes, hoping one day I'd have a 401k. But then I kind of fluffed it off. I was like, okay, well, yeah, this isn't for me. I don't have a 401k. Only to realize that was the golden goose right there. If you understand 401ks, that is your channel to money. If you understand and you're able to teach people like Matt Sorensen teaches our community how to make it a self-directed and how to earn money, that is where I've got 99% of the funding from for all my deals. And that came within the community predominantly. Why? Because I brought people in and I said, you want to learn how to do this? I'm not the expert. I'm not here to teach you. I'm a dumb South African. What do I know? Come and listen to the training. Come and listen to the experts that we've got. I mean, another great practitioner instructor that we have taught me everything I needed to know about taxes. I mean, I had no clue how to pay taxes and save taxes in the US. And Mark Kohler, who's also the author in Entrepreneur and Inc. magazine, actually is one of the practitioner instructors, and he consults to government, and he was just incredible. And you think tax and it's kind of a boring subject. Well, wait till you meet Mark Kohler. He really makes it fun and exciting. Some really good stuff. So I was able to bring myself from zero really to hero in terms of being able to get all of this wealth of knowledge that the community offers and the education component of it. So that's the nice start of the story. We think everything's going well. We do our first deal, and I bought a property for $850,000. Let's just show you that one. So I bought that property up there in the background in Bellevue, and I managed to negotiate using the tools and the education, and we bought it for $850,000. We spent $150,000 doing a remodel on it, and we sold it for $1.5 million. Now, results are not typical, guys. I got to tell you that right now. That is out the park. I mean, to make that kind of profit on a property. So what was important about that is, how did I do the deal? So I used the tools. First of all, I learned that I can use opium. So no, not the drugs. I know I was part of the DA, so it wasn't opium like that, guys, but other people's money. And so what that did is we managed to utilize the 401k. I secured the property with only $15,000 of my money. I got a partner in, and he took 25% equity for loading the 401k money. And then we partnered up with another group who were responsible for the project management and for getting the money to do the remodel. And we utilized hard money. So talking about that, probably come up just now, but this Saturday we have a course on private and hard money, and you don't want to miss that. Whitney Stark's going to tell you everything about raising private money. And I tell you what, that saved me, because, you know, coming to the US and converting, I did it just now, my rands don't go very far when you convert that into dollars, unfortunately.
Right.
So it was great to be able to understand how to use other people's money and use the education. So a lot of nuggets came out from that, and I really appreciated that. So what we did is, I'm also being an entrepreneur, we bought another business, which is a senior care moving business, and Segway Move Management. And in order to renew my visa, I had to fly back. I've got an Irish passport, dual citizen. I had to fly back to Ireland to renew it. And I arrived at the counter and submitted the documents. We just paid 70-odd thousand in taxes, and we employed 10 people. I'm like, yeah, you go.
The government's shutting him down.
Here's
They
a
did,
tax-
man. They don't want him to talk.
Don't
Whatever
talk
you're
about the
saying
visa.
Either
Let me
Ireland
down.
or-
Go back to the part where you're at the counter.
You're at the counter with the passport.
No,
Man,
international spies, man. They
it's
heard
over.
him.
It's over, dude. He was tapped.
So I'm at the counter.
I can't see him moving yet, though.
No.
No, he's frozen. It's not a very favorable face either.
I'm like, can't you hear me?
You're breaking
Kinda.
up quite a bit. I don't know what
Your
happened.
connection is lost. Somebody must have cut the hard line.
Well, while he's figuring that out, I got a quick story about Anthony.
Hello.
I went up to
All right, there he is.
Hey.
Don't talk, Michael.
and story over.
All right, so go back to I was at the counter with my passport, and
So I arrived at the counter with my passport, and basically the officer said to me that I'd completed the documents incorrectly, and I needed to say that it was a new company and a new business plan, and I'd said existing company, new business plan. Long story short, visa denied. Like, what? You're kidding me. This can't be happening. Well, as you know, the previous Trump guys wanted to stop people from coming into the country. So, and Ireland was one of the most difficult places to try and get back in. And so I actually got stranded, and I just acquired another property. So this is why it's important to have community. I just bought that property in Tacoma, and I was stuck. I'm like, I'm an island. What am I going to do? So I called upon my team, and while I was stuck here in Ireland, the team took over the property. I partnered up with them, and we bought this property. You can see in the back here. I bought that for $330,000, and we managed to sell that for $441,000 without me even being there.
Nice.
So that's what community does. It's, you know, having the education, knowing that that person knows what I know, having that level of trust helps me to be able to call upon people to be part of my cabinet, to be part of my team, and to rely on them. And I think that's why I'm here, to really give testimony to that. We've got such great leaders. We've got such a great community. We've got awesome education that just keeps on giving and giving. And really, that's what it's all about for me. So,
Cool.
yeah, we've since then, I just out of interest, we've done in the first year, we did 13 deals, and it was so awesome to be on that stage. Bob came up with a great idea. He's like, you know what? We have an awards banquet. Why don't we just invite people that have done deals and made over 100,000? And he thought it would take about 10 minutes. 57 minutes later, we still had people coming onto that stage for a 3-second. I did this deal. Well, in my first year, I did manage to do 13 properties and make in excess of $100,000. So I got this beautiful award just to show me that the success.
Way
there
cool.
he goes again. There he goes. Just when
Well,
I had a question. There it goes.
Yeah, I remember that event, and
If you
the
managed to
line wrapped around the stage and went out the door. That was impressive to
It
see.
does it every year. Absolutely, every year. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, can you hear me? Are you stuck? Are you stuck? Is he stuck? Is he stuck again? He's stuck. He's in Ireland, folks. So, we'll give him that. The
International
signal's got to
internet.
run underneath the Atlantic. Oh no,
I can hear you.
It hits the satellite. Sorry. You can
Yes,
hear
you
us?
can
Okay,
hear
I got
me.
a question. Can you hear me? I want to ask you a question.
It does.
I didn't have a question until you said. So 13 deals in your first year. You were actually doing and I'm to understand that you actually were doing real estate before you met us. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Had you ever done 13 deals in a year before you met us?
No.
Okay. So
No.
what was it that kept, so now you joined the group, and all of a sudden, I'm doing this for all the real estate investors that might see this. So there might be real estate investors that are watching this recording going, I've done deals too. I don't know why I need this community. So give us an idea. You were already a real estate investor, and what was it that catapulted you to be able to do 13 deals in a year?
The big L, leverage. I learned that I don't need to be able to get restricted and try and use my own funds. I learned that there are many strategies in the United States that are very different. I mean, honestly, I had to unlearn everything that I knew about real estate from South Africa and relearn everything. We don't have titles and deeds and stuff like that. It's brand new. And I had to learn everything. I mean, it was just incredible, the knowledge and the strategies. So the answer to keep it short is basically leveraging other people's money. I was before only using my own money and having to get my own mortgages and not understanding private money, hard money.
Nice.
All
right, getting the tools. So you already had that mindset. You're like, I know how to do it, but how do I do a lot of it and not, run out of time? Because you still got a wife and kids. You're still a very dedicated family man. You got your own passions and hobbies too. You didn't want to just work 80 hours a week. That's not what this is about. And so you're a great example of being coachable, even though you'd already invested, 180 grand in prior education, and still coming up here, being humble, being coachable, and it's paying off. We really appreciate your contributions and helping other people follow in your path.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, you seem pretty. I mean, when I first met you in that room, you were pretty coachable then. I remember that day.
I'll video for a second.
He was the lowest guy in the whole amphitheater, the hungriest for all what we had to offer.
And he's really using it. So,
and listen, we're better because we know Anthony, and he helps us a ton with stuff digitally and the community wise. He is a fixture. He is a community fixture, even though he's in Ireland on a whole different time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you, Anthony, for coming out here and sharing your story and giving some inspiration to people about the change that's possible for them. And we're going to have you out here again when you get back to the States. We're going to have a big celebration.
And that's for sure.
Right. Hopefully the new administration will let you come back.
Yeah.
Cool.
The other thing, if you can hear me, I mean, we just had our founders webinar on Monday, and in that, Bob was just telling everybody how he's going international. And guess where the first country is that he mentioned? We're coming to Ireland, baby.
Yeah.
Ireland. Yep.
That's right. We got some big plans happening, folks. So stick with us. Get back with the person that invited you to this. Ask them about the other recordings and then our upcoming live events. You can participate in that. Anthony is a big part of, being able to take part in our online services and team support there too. So if he can do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. A good thing. With COVID having come, previously my restrictions were everybody wants you to do belly to belly. And the one thing I can tell you is there's no excuses. Even me in Ireland with Zoom today, it doesn't matter where you are. You can be communicating, helping people, doing real estate deals, and just being part of the community.
Nice. Well said.
All right. Well said. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you. Anthony, thanks for coming on. Go take a nap now. I know it's late there. So.
All right, folks, get back to the person that got you here today or got you that recording, request more, and then they will put you on an intro or a house tour or a workshop, whatever one of those are coming up.
And let me say that clear because you sped right through it, Bearded Man. You can go to an intro, a property tour, or a workshop. So,
Yes.
so when you go back to the person that got you this recording or this, you're on here live, you're going to go to an intro, a property tour, or a workshop. You choose what best fits you. I'd say see them all, but take the one you want to go to first.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And stay focused on your dreams. Let's smash those obstacles, and we will see you all on our next episode.
See you guys.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony.